Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAAHWABAN. I want to give double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, teach and rule well, and peace, love, and blessings to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. I'm the brother Yakal from Prophets of Babylon, Sarasota, which is a branch of the Prophets in Babylon Temple Church. Shalom to those brothers. And today, through the spirit and power of Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAAHWABAN, I'm back with Lord willing and edify lest to feed the sheep who believe on those names in truth and in sincerity. Shalom to you and your families. And today's lesson is going to be going into how, it's going to be entitled, I should say, Russia has declared the United States of America an enemy. Now what? All right. Russia has declared the United States of America as an enemy. Now what? All right. And I say that to say this. All these things are the beginning of sorrows, but the end is not yet. There is other prophecies that must come to pass. And the main prophecy that we're waiting to come to pass is the implementation, I should say, of the RFID microchip, which we know to be the mark of the beast. And, we have to be careful with our words. I just completely put that out there, but it is what it is. For any of you new listeners, the RFID microchip, all right, the Neuralink, okay, device, which goes into your brain, those are the mark of the BEAST. Okay, so now you know if you didn't know. All right, and I will touch on that scripture in this lesson, but as of now, I'm going to stick to the topic which I had. So I'm going to start off with the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter, and I'm going to start at the 3rd verse. And it reads, "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privily, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahawashi said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you." All right? So Yahawashi said, take heed that no man deceive you, because he's about to give them the signs of the end of the world, which we're in the end right now. And I believe that word world is age in the Greek. Let me grab it right quick. Matthew the 24th chapter. What I said, 3rd verse. I believe that word is so let me find it right quick.
Strong's G 165. Ion.
Right, that word is ion, and it says period of time. All right, an age. Right, so the age, the period of time where Esau, the so-called white man, will be ruling the earth, and then the power will, translate from Esau to Jacob, as as it was prophesied in the book of Genesis. All right, that Esau was born first, and after him that Jacob hand held the heel of Esau, foreshadowing how when Esau comes out of power, Jacob is the beginning thereof. And I'll grab that actually just to further prove the point. This is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 6. In verse 7, "Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau." All right, so, our forefather Ezra is asking the angel, concerning the times, and when shall be the end of the rulership of the heathen, and when shall be the beginning of our rulership. And he's giving him a timeline. All right. So I'm going to read it again. "And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." So Esau came out first, right? And then Jacob was holding on to his heel as he was leaving, as he came out of the womb. So when you have a birth, especially dealing with twins, usually how it works is, one twin is born, and then the next twin is probably born. Maybe it could be a minute, it could be 2 minutes, it could possibly be 30 minutes, but it's a gap in between when they are conceived. But in this case, Jacob and Esau's case was an anomaly because they were born, simultaneously as Esau's coming out of the womb. So head first, he's coming out of the womb head first. Jacob's holding on to his heel. So that was an anomaly. All right. Which is, foreshadowing how when this man comes out of power, Jacob is going to be the beginning thereof. So back to Matthew, the 24th chapter. It reads, as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, start at verse 3 again. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privily, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Yahawashi answered and said unto him, Salakia unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am anointed, and shall deceive many. That word Christ is anointed. So many are going to come in the Lord's name, saying he is anointed. You have these false prophets. Many false prophets have entered into the world, deceiving and being deceived, especially they of the circumcision. That's why we strongly encourage you to tune into the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, because that's where the 100% truth lies. And, me personally, I'm not a part of Great Millstone, but I believe in the doctrine. I believe the Lord sent those men. All right. And, I believe they have the 100% truth. So these are the men that you are supposed to take heed unto. Matter of fact, the Lord spoke and said, I will give you pastors out of my own heart, and then it also says in the book of Isaiah, I believe, it says, thy teachers shall no more be removed into a corner, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers, roughly paraphrasing. So, we believe the men of the Lord are back in the day. All right. And, we believe, which, at this point, I know that these are the men of Great Millstone. All right. So, yeah. But then you have false prophets like the IUIC, Bishop Nate. They're falsely prophesying unto you. They're lying to you. You have many men that claim to be Israel, but, is not, but are not, I should say, giving you 100% biblically accurate truth. They're prophesying deceit. You have Bishop Nate that said a while back that there's not going to be any Jacob's trouble, that we're going to lolly-dotty-da our way into the kingdom. That's a lie. The Lord said, through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of heaven. Jeremiah 30th chapter, the 7th verse, Jacob's trouble. So you have to watch out and be aware of who you're watching, and who you're taking heed unto, because there are false prophets. All right, but anyway, I'm gonna keep on with the lesson. I ain't gonna deter from the lesson. Matthew 24 and verse 6. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So the end is not yet. We're hearing, the wars and the rumors of wars. We're hearing about what's going on with the United States and Russia. We're hearing all these things, but nothing is going to happen until the mandate of the RFID microchip. That's the main prophecy that we're waiting on. Nothing else is going to happen until that comes to pass. How can the nukes be shut off when the nukes are going to be sent as a judgment to those who took the charagma, right? So how can that come if the charagma isn't even here yet? It hasn't even been mandatory yet. So that has to come to pass. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places, which we're seeing that in the all-time high. Nation rising against nation, kingdom against kingdom. All right, and there shall be pestilence and famines and earthquakes in diverse places. Right. and many great sorrows are about to come upon the earth, man. YAHAWASHI is about to turn this thing up on a completely different scale. Beginning of sorrows. Okay? You have the United States said they're about to bring back the draft. All right? See, war, the talks of war is at an all-time high. But soon that talking is going to become action because it's prophecy. This is the Lord's movie. We're at the climax of this movie, and things is getting ready to pop off, man. Have you ever seen those which I'm not from the 90s. I'm not a 90s baby. I'm a 2000s child. But anyway, not to get too caught up in my personal business, have you ever seen one of those real old popcorns? How you will actually put it on the stove and you will cook it on the stove, it may be an 80s movie or a 90s movie, but they will have the popcorn in the pan and they will cook it, and the popcorn will keep rising until eventually it just pops. So that's what we're seeing right now with the prophecy. Is rising. Tension is rising and rising and rising and rising until it ultimately just pops. Something gonna happen to where this thing just pops off, man. And we can't wait for it. And we're not ducking the smoke. We're not hiding from it. And we embracing it because we understand, look, that's the will of YAHAWASHI, man. It says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. So that was the point on that. So let's jump to the book of 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Right, so what is the signs, the prophecies, what the Lord told us to look out for? When thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand. So now we're understanding, this is what the Lord told us to look out for. This is what the Lord told us to be aware of. Okay, he said this is going to happen. That's happening, right? So these are the signs, man. It says, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And that word visit means to judge, all right? Because the Most High ain't coming off of his throne, man. He's going to judge the earth, and then he's going to send his son back, to clean up the rest. So it says, wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made, to begin to judge. Because, wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, with this man being in power. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Right, so did not the Lord just say that? We shall be seeing earthquakes in diverse places. Back in Matthew the 24th chapter, did not he say that? Nation shall rise against nation. That's uproars. That's uproars of people. So this is lining up. It says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that are before thee, even from the beginning. Right. And, everything that we're seeing right now, man, is ultimately been declared to happen from the beginning, man. Actually, before the foundation of the earth, the Most High declared these things to be in its being. It says, for like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works, and endings and signs and effects. Right. So the times of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works, and endings and signs and effects. And endings and effects and signs, Salakia. So we're seeing the effects and the signs. We're seeing the prophecies. The Lord makes the time very clear by way of the prophecies that's come to pass. Okay, this is what time we're in. Right now we're in a time where, war is brewing up. Right now it's just wars and rumors of wars, which Putin just nationally declared the United States as an enemy. But honestly, it's been an enemy. They've been enemies. So this is nothing new. So what's next? Right? That should be our mind. And when it comes to prophecies, okay, this is happening. Okay, cool. Now what's next? Right? It says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed shall be preserved from the said perils and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Right, the elect is going to be saved. And you're going to be saved by your faith and your works in Yahawah Shema Shai. All the works that you're doing for Yahawah Shema Shai, you know, it's going to follow you. You know? So, that's good, man. You sisters out there, you're not on the forefront, but, you may be doing something behind the scenes. You may be, sending, arms to brothers. You may be donations, garments. You men out there, everybody not a teacher, everybody not a prophet, but, you're doing something for the ministry. You probably holding up a sign, probably giving out water, probably, recording for brothers, doing something, because everybody can be doing something, man. And that's what matters most, You may not have, a lot, but that what you have, you're giving, and the Lord is pleased with that. So the Lord is going to preserve you from the sad perils that's about to come upon the earth. All right? So what's next? That's what our mindset should be. What is next? And ultimately, the prophecy we're waiting on to happen is the mandate of the RFID micro CHIP, which I said I was going to grab it. I'm going to grab it right now. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 15, and it reads, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. Who was the he? All right, Esau, the so-called white man. He had power to give life unto the image of the beast by way of what? His military. He has the power right now, and he's gonna make this thing speak by way of his military. That's his power. His power is in his blessing, which is in the sword, man. So he's gonna enforce this. All right, he's gonna revert back to those draconian ways of his. You can get an example of that when you read in the book of Maccabees how it told you that King Antiochus Epiphanes wrote to his whole kingdom, that all should be one people, and that whosoever will not consent unto the religion of the king should be put to death. And, he did that by way of his military. So it's going to be the same thing in today's time, man. If you're not getting down with this man's, his image, all right, which is his new world order, if you're not, in agreement with that, he's going to have the power to put you to death. All right, so it reads that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed, right? So if you're not bowing down to this man's image, which is, ultimately, it's ultimately idolatry, man. And this is what the heathen is always trying to do. What Esau Edom did was Esau Edom is going to do or try to accomplish because he's not going to fulfill it. This is ultimately what the heathen has always tried to do. They always try to, have one, have it to where all is one people and all is bowing down to an image, which is the ultimate form of idolatry. I was reading the book of Daniel, the 3rd chapter last night, going into how Nebuchadnezzar set up the statue, and he wrote to his whole kingdom that all should bow down and worship it. And I was like, man, it's the same thing. History is constantly repeating itself. These heathen, are setting themselves up to be God, which they're going to fail miserably, man. All right, and Esau, he's actually going to take it the furthest because this idol that he's it's actually going to be within you if you receive it. It's actually going to be living. He's going to make this thing living, man. It's going to be inside of you via his AI, technology. Come on, man. This thing is, hey, he's really about to take it there. He's really about to show himself to be God. And he's going to be shown that he's nothing more than a man. All right. So it goes on to say, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that word mark in the Greek is charagma, which means an incision. So it's physical, it's not spiritual. All right. It's not Christianity embargo. It's not sleeping with a white woman. It's the RFID micro CHIP. And you're going to have to have that device to buy and sell, to purchase, to work, to pay your bills. You know, everything is going to be on that device. That's going to be our identification. That's going to be your credit card. That's going to be your debit card. That's going to be everything. Everything is going to be on that device. So it says, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 Right, which that number is, it's in every barcode in this system. Every product has that every product has that number in it, every barcode. So you taking that device, you're going to have that number within you. You're going to be a product of this beast system. You're going to be made, because that's what Esau see you as. He see you as a product. He see you as cattle, as goyim, which is also a product. So he's going to tag you. He's going to tag you as his product, man. If you take that device, you see. So this is what's next. This ultimately has to come to pass before anything else pop off. All right, before that ultimate destruction comes, this has to come to pass first. So now we read, the prophecy of the RFID microchip. Now we read the judgment for it. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his right hand or in his forehead, Salakia, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, right? So this is the judgment for taking it. It says, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured up, Salakia, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So your torment, your judgment will be you being burned with fire in the presence of YAHWASHI and the elect and the angels. It says, in the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day or night, who worship the image, Salakia, who worship the beast in his image, and whoso receiveth the mark of his name. So that's the judgment. Now you're not going to be in there for eternity, but who knows how long the Lord can keep you in there for receiving that, device. Right? It says, here's the patience, but it's not going to be eternity. But the Lord can make it feel like that. He can make it feel like a long ass time, but it's not eternity. And that's another thing these guys go off with. They go off and teaching that hell exists. Hell doesn't exist, man. Hell is a condition of living. Hell is also the grave. So, that's a false doctrine that was ultimately created by the Roman Catholic Church, to scare people into subjection into the church, that they may become richer. Anytime somebody talking about hell and the deep dark abyss, it's a damn money grab, man. It's a money grab. It's a fear tactic, to make their pockets fatter, man. It says, here is the patience of the saints, and here are they that keep the commandments of YAHWASHI, Salakia, keep the commandments of Yahweh and the faith of YAHWASHI, So yeah, that's the elect, because the elect are not going to bow down and worship this beast system. They're not going to worship the image, and they're not going to receive the mark, the charagma, So this is ultimately what we're waiting on. We're waiting on this to happen. That's the main prophecy, And then after that, in the midst of that destruction coming, notice how I said they're going to be tormented in the presence of the holy angel and the Lamb, because YAHWASHI, he's coming with those nukes. When them nukes getting shot off, and YAHWASHI, he's going to be here. All right? So nothing happens until this happens. So this is the main prophecy that we should be looking forward to and hastening, that the Most High brings, and that also that he keeps us from it, which the Lord said he is going to keep us from it. This is going to be the last precept I grab. Revelation 3 and verse 10, it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. So the Lord said he's going to keep us from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon the whole earth, because we suffered patiently for him in his truth. But everybody else, the Lord isn't going to keep from the hour of temptation. Some people, the Lord is going to allow to be taken by it. All right? It says, behold, I come quickly, hold that fast thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Right? We got to hold on to the crown that we have, man. because of the way we had the crown. Now we just got to hold on to it. Matthew 24:13, he that endureth until the end, the saints shall be saved. So, that's the ultimate goal. But ultimately, this is the prophecy that we're looking forward to. I pray it was edifying. I pray, it was beneficial to the body. And with that, I'm going to close out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of great millstone teaching real well. Until next time, I say shalom.